What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome back to number 6, episode 6. I think we're on right now. Yeah, let's get into it. Today is, get the date right away, Saturday, September 23rd, which is kind of ridiculous. I cannot believe that we are already on our, coming into the last week of September already. It's just crazy to me. Time certainly does fly. But yeah, so I hope you guys have been kind of enjoying the videos here. Definitely getting into it now. So I would say we're kind of at the midpoint-ish, maybe a little bit kind of nearing that midpoint of fall. I'd say the fall colors around here in kind of southwest Wisconsin are like 30 to 40%. Probably like 30%. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of trees that are fully green, but definitely some patches of, there's trees around here that have even like peaked already, so they're already starting to drop their leaves, and they've went through their full color. But I would say for the most part, majority of stuff is still kind of yellow-green, and you guys have seen that kind of on the hikes in the previous videos here. I thought, so for the last video, number 5, went up to the bluff kind of mid or later in the day there, and I thought the trees up on the bluffs would be a little bit more kind of popping by now, but they really weren't. It's kind of been surprising. I thought stuff would be more full, but just kind of predicting stuff too early, I guess. So, but as far as today goes, it is 3:15, 3:30 right now. So I got to get moving here. But it's been, honestly, this weekend it's been looking pretty shitty as far as weather-wise. Today, this morning, it was thunderstorming, literally lightning, downpouring. That stopped at about noon, so I actually went on a little hike. I got a cat backpack, so I brought my cat with. That was pretty fun. She was just tagging along, so we went on a little hike earlier, but gonna try. So right now it's just overcast. There's a little bit of sunlight popping in and out, but for the most part it's just very cloudy today. So unfortunate. I would have hoped for some more sunlight here and there, but what are you gonna do? I mean, like I said in some of the other episodes, I think you should be able to kind of take photos or video, do whatever you got to do in any type of conditions, and be able to come away with something. So, yeah. So sun's gonna set. Sun is setting around 7 o'clock now. It's getting earlier and earlier as we near winter and daylight savings in November, I think that is. So, sun is setting now at about 7. With it being so overcast, it's gonna be getting pretty dark by like 6:30. So, yeah, I'm gonna get moving. Basically, plan for today's shoot is I'm gonna go drive into town. Kind of hit the north side of town here. There's a little walkway that goes kind of down, pretty much down all through the north side of town. And you can kind of follow the walk. It's like a little bike trail, and you can kind of go down streets and stuff and come back to the walkway and keep going down. So it's a nice little path to go walking down. So I'm going to check that out, see what the kind of the city looks like down there in some residential areas. Yeah. And then if I have some time, which I'm really hoping I am, or I can also do this tomorrow maybe, I'm not sure. But there is just a little kind of neighborhood really close to my apartment here, probably like 5-minute drive away, and it's in a pretty cool spot, like a pretty cool area. I've never really walked around the area, but it's kind of on the outskirts of town, so there's not really a lot of stuff around it. A lot of big old trees. And there's also a bike trail near there as well. that I might just kind of walk down a little bit, see if I can get some cool shots of some houses and stuff with hopefully some fall colors. I think the trees around this area are a little bit more full of color in comparison to the ones in the city right now, but marginal. I'd say it's a marginal difference. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the plan. So I'm gonna get out there pretty quick here. Go into town first, and then if I have time, there's still some sunlight left, I'll just stop by at that other location on the way back here, on the way back to the crib, and yeah. So hopefully should get some good footage for you guys, and yeah, we'll meet back here for the editing stuff. So hope you guys enjoy. Follow along for the ride, I guess. And yeah, I'll try and take like commentary, do a little talking while I'm walking there. So you guys kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I haven't really gone really into town yet in a while to take pictures and stuff, so should be good. I'm excited, so let's get into it. All right, we're on the trail. Just walked up that way a little bit just to check it out. It's pretty windy, but parked the truck up here. So I'll flip the camera on so you guys can see, but we'll just kind of walk down the trail, see what we can see. There's the truck. So we split off down the trail there, and we're gonna just walking down the street. The leaves are definitely turning down here. Taking some decent shots along here. Trying to just kind of take them as I go. I'm not going to take too much video probably through here because I do want to be polite. Not just record in front of everybody's houses. Let's keep it straight. But I know this area pretty well. Hopefully the camera isn't lagging too much when I turn. Try and snag some more pictures up here. That's a pretty sick shot. I like the framing of the kind of right around that center there. Cool clouds rolling in. Looks like there's some nice trees down here. Check it out. See, trouble is when I'm here, let me flip the camera. There we go. Trouble is when I'm down here, I'm trying to take video and photos. This gets to be a lot, so it's what it is. Trying to keep it quick, but looks like there's, what are these? Ash tree? No, I don't even know. Let me flip the camera for you guys. trees look, they're dropping leaves. The tips of that one definitely turning yellow. Might stop and take a picture. But honestly, a lot of these are still still pretty green. Still looks cool though, but we'll stop here for a bit. Alright, so you guys can see, there's like a old truck down there. I got a pretty nice shot of that. All the yellow leaves. The tips of the leaves down there, at least, were turning pretty yellow. So. We're just walking up the road here. There's a school over here. Just keep trucking along. Very breezy today. But the leaves are dropping. Oh yeah. That's a pretty wild shot. One of the best of the day for sure. Took that vertically. Freaking wild. But there's some red trees over here. We'll go take a look at. And then might start heading back. But getting some decent shots. Super overcast. Felt a few raindrops come down, but look how red this house is. I'm just gonna walk by this here, but look at those trees, man. Just beautiful. Those are definitely some of the brightest trees I've seen down here, or anywhere for that matter. But let me flip the camera quick. Yeah, so got a really nice little shot of those. A little house there with the, I think those are two maple trees, but you can kind of see them behind me there. Oof, those looked awesome, freaking awesome. I've walked maybe like 8 or 10 blocks now, decent ways. Might go down, well, you guys can't see, but my truck is just up there, so I might take another little route down the street, but might be wrapping it up soon. So yeah, so most of this in-city stuff will probably just be like this, kind of just walking down sidewalks and stuff. But I mean, occasionally I'll stop where I'm taking a photo, but again, like I was saying before, like I obviously want to respect people's privacy. I don't want to just like stand outside their house for an exorbitant amount of time and just be weird. So I try and be polite and quick about stuff when I'm in town. And yeah, it could be a good suggestion for you guys if you're ever doing in town street photography. You know, it's always, you don't want to overly bug people when you're just taking photos and stuff. So we will I think I might turn around here. Honestly, the road doesn't go too much farther up. Down there is kind of the main road. So my truck is back that way, but I'm not seeing really too many trees that are popping or turning color, so we'll just start walking back. That is a nice tree. Nice maple. All the maples are going right now. Just got a really nice shot of that. Kind of framed it with the tree right above me. So, just spotted this one. Just walking back. Just gonna walk up here past it, see if I can get another shot. But oh yeah. Alright guys, so we're pretty much done. Truck is in sight. It's literally 100 feet away. Hopefully you can hear me with the wind. I think a storm is rolling in. I mean, it already rained today. It was already thunderstorming today, but looks like it's about to storm again. But that was a pretty nice walk. That last maple tree you guys saw, I got an insane picture of the house right on the property. Just a vertical picture, so you guys will see that for sure in the editing. But we're back at the truck here, so that pretty much does it for this little walk. It's probably been about an hour or so. Probably did over a mile and a half. Covered a good portion of the north side here, so it's nice out here. I mean, there's lots of old trees, and I'm sure in a couple weeks the majority of these trees will just be yellow and red. Those maple trees for sure were turning really early. A lot of the maple trees around here have already kind of started going, so that's the trail, or the bike trail. But you guys can see the bluffs in the background maybe over there. It's always cool seeing those in the fall. But it's so overcast, but even with this lighting and the fall tree and the nice colors on the trees, I was getting really cool photos. Just sometimes you can frame it up right where the light is peeking through really nice, and even on the overcast days it's sometimes the best. So just some advice, I guess, little tips. But I might hit that other spot I was talking about in the intro. We'll see. So but this was fun. This is definitely, it took me a little bit to get used to taking photos in the city again, because I haven't been down here in a long time, much less taking video. I mean, again, felt a little weird first couple times, but now it's fine. So I'm gonna get heading back but might stop at the other one. I gotta figure it out. We'll see. You guys will find out soon enough. So we'll see you back there. All right, we're in the truck. What's up, friends? So I'm down by that bike trail I was talking about. So it's Sunday right now. I did the field footage photo shoot for episode 6 yesterday. I talked about going to this place if I had time yesterday, but I was just tired. So I'm down here today. It's Sunday. I don't know. It's been so overcast. It was honestly, there was some like sunlight popping through today a bit, but damn, that's a big truck. Jesus. But this area down here, it's just a really tiny little kind of city, I guess, town, village. So I might just walk down this bike trail a bit, see what I can see, but I'm not really expecting too much, and I want to come down here when it's like perfect conditions, because this area is really cool. So we'll see. Might get stuff, might get some photos, might not. I'll just check it out. So really pretty trail here. I got a shot of a biker going down this path. Looked pretty sweet. Leaves are definitely turning. Yeah, this is pretty close to where I live, but back there, I'll show you guys when I come back, but there is a nice little shot through one of these gaps. I might stop and take that, honestly. But you can see the light coming through down the trail. It's pretty cool. But yeah, back like 20 feet back or so, there's a nice little kind of reddish maple tree. Got a shot of, so I'll show you guys back there. Sun's popping out, finally. I stopped and took a little picture of that old tractor. It's pretty cool. Looks like there's a bridge up here. I'm not gonna go too far. This will be a very short expedition. That was a good midpoint to turn back. So didn't walk too far down at all from the truck. Just a little adventure. I mean, like I said, this is like this area down here. I think it's technically a little like village. It's probably only 25 houses, but it's very wooded and kind of rural. So like I was saying, guys, this place is really close. It's like 5 minutes from where I'm at. So I really want to come down here. I think it'd be almost worth it. Just I want to come down here like perfect timing. I mean, there's just tons of really nice trees down here. As you can see, the trail is really pretty. So I think it might be worth it to come down here at like 7 in the morning, right when the sun is coming up, and like nobody will be up yet. So just walk around, not disturb anyone, and get some cool stuff. And hopefully, I mean, right now it's perfect out, but hopefully, I'm definitely gonna come back. That's what I'm saying. But definitely want to be here when it's sunny, and I think it'd be cool to get like sunrise photos, and video. So I think this will be mixed in with episode 6. I don't think I'll turn this into its own episode. So kind of a 2-dayer, but we're just walking back to the truck now. So you can see the truck down there, but right when we started, I saw this little frame. If you guys can see, there's some nice, or no, it was this little gap right here. So I kind of framed it up nice with the trees there, and there is some nice trees in the background. But sun is out. It's about 5 o'clock, 5:30 right now. So I don't think, I may as well walk down there a bit, down there past the truck, just to see what's up there. But we'll wrap it out soon. Well guys, I was talking about hitting this at the perfect time, and I think we just did. That sun, it was a little bit brighter before, but oh my goodness, what a scene. Absolutely perfect. I've been seeing these trees for a while now, these two on the left. They're definitely peaked. It's about as yellow as you'll see them. But just walking up the path here, I mean, I got some nice shots. Unexpected for sure. So I'm gonna keep walking down that way. Okay, walking back to the truck. We'll get some more video, but there's a house right here. I'm trying to be polite, but I really want to get a photo. And it looks like the sun's leaving us just like that. Man, it goes quick. There's some I don't know what these are. MFG and Tank Company. There's some farming stuff. So yeah, we'll walk back that way. I'm gonna try and snag a picture of this house right here. Not gonna take a video probably, but we'll check it out. Beautiful scene though. I got a nice little shot of that truck too, yellow truck. When I was walking up here, vertical photo. I thought it turned out pretty nice. But I think the sun has left us, guys. I mean, it's still coming through a little bit, but I think for the most part, it's left us. So we'll walk back to the truck and wrap this puppy out. All right, friends, so that'll do it for this one. Man, the sun just keeps popping back in and out. But some unexpected bangers, honestly, on this little walk. I didn't even walk that far, probably, I don't know, half a mile, not even. So, got some decent shots, unexpected. Definitely happy with it. So, I'll probably come back down here eventually. Not sure when, but I would say this weekend was probably the first that I was definitely noticing the trees getting some color on them. So, it's a pretty cool sign. So we'll wrap it out here, guys. We'll see you back in the crib for some editing. I'm excited to see these, definitely, because I just know I got a lot of good ones coming up for you guys. So I'm gonna hop back in the truck and I will see you guys back in the crib. What's up, friends? What is up? Welcome to the editing portion of episode 6. Let me turn up the mic a little bit. I had a good time on these 2 shoots. And it was, it's always a bonus coming away with some pretty awesome photos. So, that was my first time kind of out and about in town, taking some pictures. So that was good. It definitely took a while to get back into kind of the hang of things. It's definitely different. Requires a little bit faster pace, I think, of just like shooting style. So got back into it eventually. So and then hit the other hike, or just a little walk, I guess, kind of close to the apartment here, close to the crib. So but yeah, it was a good day, or I guess weekend, because I went on that other little walk that Sunday. So even though it was, get some water, even though it was really overcast for that weekend, luckily the sun kind of came through there, just in time, honestly. But let's not waste any time, and let's get into this, guys. So we'll hop on my screen here. And yeah, like always, we'll just kind of run through some of the pictures. Obviously, there's quite a bit in this batch from this episode. So you can see the September folder is definitely getting very full, or it is very full. So there is, let's see how much we took, 1,600 photos in September. So 6 gigs worth. That's pretty good. I always kind of like to check that at the kind of the end of the month there. So, but let's get into, I went on a little hike with my cat, and I thought these pictures were kind of cool. Like I said, I got a travel cat backpack. It's pretty awesome. So I honestly got some pretty cool pictures on that little walk. I didn't film anything, but just some nice, it was kind of a nice little lookout viewpoint here. It's a little suburb neighborhood, kind of down. We were up on the bluff, looking down the hill there. But anyways, for this shoot, let's see, where the hell do these photos even start? Yeah, okay, so in here. So yeah, just started walking along the trail here. I honestly thought this photo was pretty cool. Just a really nice frame with the red house, kind of low exposure. Again, when I was messing around with these, you know, it was a overcast day, so I was really trying to play with the exposure a bit, kind of go underexposed, try and get some cool lighting. I really like that truck, kind of old, vintage looking truck. Now we're getting into some of the good stuff here. And as you guys saw, if you watched like all the field footage, I thought this was a pretty dope kind of cut with the, I really like this kind of rusted, I don't know if it's rust or paint, but kind of looks just kind of like a rundown roof. It's just a nice contrast with the foliage, I guess. And then this was a really cool stop. I'll get into these more. Just with the maple leaves. The maple leaves, obviously a highlight of this little trek in town here, because they were the ones that were most kind of popping out. And then, as you guys can see, this one is one we're going to be editing because it is a banger. A nice vertical kind of photo there with the house. Just a classic kind of fall shot. And then as far as the little trail walk on Sunday there, I really like this kind of cut too, with the houses and the framing with the kind of the trees, creating a good, nice frame. I really like kind of doing that in photos, just lining up. That was a little overexposed. There we go. There's some good kind of clear shots. Lining up photos or framing up photos with kind of the natural surrounding, I guess. Oops. And then lost my place here. Let's get back to that. So yeah, and then just that little tractor, little house at the end of the path there. And yeah, that was pretty much it, except for this guy, which we're also going to be editing here. So I'll show you guys the two original photos. And I say we're going to edit two, but we'll see. We'll see how long it takes, I guess. So this guy is going to be that original photo that I selected out to edit. I already cropped it down and I rotated it just a tad. As you guys can see, it's a little bit, the rotation is a little bit off center, if you can see that. So I rotated it just a little bit, but that photo is just beautiful. Very nice red maples there with the sunlight kind of lighting them up, making them glow. And then this one, I thought it was also a really cool photo. Just that literally the last kind of stop that I did to take a photo was here. And this was, got some really nice yellow, those golden yellow leaves getting lit up. So I was going to choose, it was either going to be between this one or this one, and I ended up going with this guy because there wasn't really anything going on in the foreground here, and I decided, I wanted to show a little bit more of the sky, just to add some more kind of depth and space to the photo. So yeah, lots of good shots throughout this weekend here. So very satisfied, very happy, very pleased that I came away with those photos. Hopefully you guys are getting out and about as well, and just kind of walking around and enjoying the outdoors. Getting outside, breathing some fresh air. It's always a good thing. So let's start off here. with the red maples, kind of in town here. The nice nice house, just a little tiny house. But these guys were, I mean, obviously they're very kind of mature old trees, probably been growing here for a long time, and they just look perfect. This was definitely peak for them, peak color wise. So let's just sharpen this bad boy up. There we go, sharpen tool. I'm gonna make sure my brightness is, my brightness is turned down. That's good. And when I do take these photos, guys, as you probably saw, or if you watch the field footage, I do try and be as respectful as possible when I'm taking photos of people's like houses and stuff. I try and make it quick, kind of, I guess. I just try and make it not a scene. I don't try and just stand there. And so, yeah. Obviously, the houses themselves aren't really the main kind of subject of the photo, but they're a big part of it because, I obviously just take kind of pictures of what's around me, my surroundings. So, anyways, let's just get into this. Enough ranting. We're just gonna sharpen up the house, just to give it a little bit more clarity. I mean, may as well. There's really no sense in, or there's no there's no reason why you shouldn't, sharpen at least a little bit. In terms of the rest of the photo, honestly, I think the focus is pretty good. It doesn't really, maybe the tree, the tree trunk a little bit. Give that a little bit more, just kind of sharpness. But when you are sharpening stuff, at least to the level that I do, it's not really, I'm not sharpening stuff to an extreme end. But, just enough to make stuff kind of bolden out a little bit more. I gave this a 5x7 crop. So the original photo, there was even more leaves at the top of this. So I actually cropped it down a little bit, just to condense it a little bit, just to make it, just to condense it, I guess. And I like cropping photos generally down a little bit, just to, I guess it makes things, I mean, I don't know, every photo's different with how you crop things, how you edit it. So some stuff is hard to explain why you do certain things. You just kind of have to figure it out. So we're messing around with some curves. Obviously, this photo, the sky is kind of completely white because overcast day. Not a lot of depth in terms of, the lights and the darks. But I think, the top portion of this photo obviously there's like a glowing effect going on in the top portion of this with the red leaves, which I think is it looks really cool. So I could really mess with this. I could really mess with the exposure a lot because the sky, it's just basically a white sheet of paper. I don't need to really worry about overexposing stuff too much because it's such a kind of neutral tone of color and light, just with the day. So it allows, and I think I was kind of explaining this during the field kind of footage. It allows you... Oh, there's my cat pumping around. It allows you to mess with the editing, I guess the editing portion a lot more. Mess around with it, be a little bit more dramatic. Now I'm not bringing up the very top end of this because I'm seeing there's like a line. There's a slight line here on the curves, which just indicates there's a lot of like very high-end white colors, I guess, in this. So for that reason, I won't bring that up too much, if at all. I just moved it like a tad. But this looks pretty crazy. Honestly, I love these types of photos. Oh my goodness. My cat loves... she's been having this habit now of getting... She like wants to go in this little drawer in my kitchen where I keep some plastic bags. And I kind of just let her in there now. Because there's nothing really in there. So she just goes and lays on the plastic bags. So she'll try and open up the door herself and get in there. But it'll just kind of like bump her paw. So that's what she was doing, making a little bit of ruckus. If any of you guys have cats, you know the kind of shit that they like to get into sometimes. All right, I'm gonna finish up these curves pretty quick here. I think that's honestly pretty damn good. I brought those up quite a bit from the original. There's just not a lot of like contrast in this, like kind of black shadows and stuff like that, which I do wish there was a little bit more of. I could do stuff like this, I guess. That honestly looks a little bit cool. Bringing up the shadows. Kind of the darker colors. Yeah, I'll bring that down a bit. It highlights I guess that highlights kind of the stems of the tree as well. Because they're obviously darker. And just bring that up a little bit more. Why not? Yeah, so if you guys... I've been really trying to, at least I tried to take a good mix of like these vertical photos and just standard, I don't know, like I think this is called, like, this vertical format is called like a portrait. I think it's called like a portrait format. I just call it vertical or like horizontal or landscape, I guess. I know landscape is like the correct term for the horizontal photos, but it doesn't matter. It's just semantics. Let's mess with the saturation, which will be crazy on this. I mean, the saturation in this is already nuts, but we're going to make it even crazier, But not by much, I don't need to go absolutely apeshit with this. Like I usually don't. I usually don't even go over 10 when I'm bringing this slide bar up. So we'll just leave it at 9. No. 7. Lucky number 7. And that'll do it for Photoshop on this. So let's save this down. What was I saying though? Yeah, I do like to take a good variety of landscape and vertical or portrait, I guess, photos, just to, because I have found in the past, at least, I can get into a habit of only taking, landscape photos for a period of time, or only taking vertical/portrait photos for a period of time. So I always try and, if I'm at a location where I'm taking photos, I always try and, turn the camera around a little bit here and there and see what kind of looks best. But I do find it a little bit more difficult, I guess, when I'm out here in the field to take vertical photos. It requires the right kind of scene. So I am just going to, I don't even really want to mess with the masks and stuff too much in Lightroom. I might just do a little mask here to highlight the house in the kind of foreground area, because it does look a little, flat in terms of the color, or I guess the light. So, and I always kind of like to do this, whatever kind of the main subject or the center piece of the photo is, the thing that's kind of holding it all together. I like to, I usually highlight it, or try and bring out the light on it a little bit. That makes sense to me, at least. It may not make sense to you in terms of what you're shooting, and that's totally fine. It's totally fine, man. Or girl. 100% of the people who are subscribed to this channel are dudes, probably. So I just put a little bit of exposure over the house there. That looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, looks fine to me. I mean, should I do a vignette? Should I? Let's see how it looks. I always have to zoom way out when I do this to make the mask. Honestly, I don't think this will help the photo. I mean, it brings in some shadowing, but I want to keep this bright, I feel like. Maybe just a tiny bit. I want to bring in a little bit of shadowing. I'm going to delete that. I don't need that. Delete mask 2. Yeah, okay. I'm done with masks. I don't want to mess around with the masks. I'm going to bring the temperature, of course, up into the yellow range Now, obviously, this photo is already heavily saturated, so I'm not going to bring it up too much at all. There's no need in my eyes. It's already very yellow, but no harm in adding just a touch, just a sprinkle of the yellow highlights. You know what I'm saying? It never hurts, especially when it's fall. Just a sprinkle. A sprinkle. Oh man. Nah, I'm just freaking being tedious with this. Should I bring up the vibrance? The classic vibrance? I mean, this photo is pretty damn vibrant, if you ask me, but why not, right? Who the hell cares? I mean, this looks crazy, man. As I'm finishing this up. Let's bring down the shadows, though. That's going to be big. That will be big. If I can bring down these shadows a bit, bring them down as in make them more bold, that will be crazy. But I don't want to overdo it at the same time. You know, when you start messing with stuff and you start getting wild with it, you can get, as in with other things in life, you can just start going down the freaking hill. You can start going downhill. And things can get messy, man. Things can get messy. You don't want to overdo something. You're doing something, making some good changes here and there, doing like little productive little things, perfect. You start getting wonky and wild with it, you don't tame that, it can get messy, unless that's what you're going for. I'm not here to judge, man. Anyways, shadows down to 10. Is that doable? Shadows down to 10. I think that's fucking doable. Damn, bro. I like this. I like this a lot. I like that a lot, dude. I like that a lot. No, I don't even want to mess with those shadows. 5. Let's do 5. That's fine. Okay, let's export that. Done and done. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. That was maybe like our quickest one yet that I've recorded, at least. Red maples. Red maples 4. Alright, let's check the before and after. Check the before and after. Pretty nice. Look at that, dude. That looks crazy. Right? Oh my goodness. You see what a little bit of editing does? I mean, just a little bit and you can make it pop. You can make it pop. All right. Let's get into midway. Red maples are done. That is definitely. What's up, Luna? Damn, I have a problem with bumping the mic. I swear. I've been having an issue with it. I don't realize how big these headphones like kind of sit out, so what I was saying though is my cat is just sitting there behind me. Whenever I'm like on, so this computer is like in my room. Whenever I'm on this, she just like she'll sit in the doorway, and just like stare at me. Like, what are you doing in here? come out to the living room. What are you doing in here by yourself staring at the screen? You stupid human. You stupid, stupid human. Okay. Enough. I've said enough. Time to edit numero dos. Do you guys like my pace? Hopefully. I'm at like a half hour. Hopefully it's not bad. And you know, guys, you can pause the video too. You know, get a drink of water, get a coffee, whatever you gotta do. And then you can come back to it later and continue. I do that sometimes. So, I know I worry about the time, but I really shouldn't. A photo takes as long as it needs to take to edit. And that, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. So, we are going to sharpen up the... I mean, basically, this is like just a little... this is like a little bar. And I think this is like a grain mill. Some interesting kind of buildings here. Some interesting looking buildings, which kind of makes up the photo. And over to the side here, which you can't see, which is cut off, is a bunch of what looked like, I mean, you guys saw it in the field footage if you watched it. It looked like, I don't know what, like they were like tiny silos almost. Some sort of storage container, like farming storage containers. They look like tiny silos. But I really like this photo. I mean, I got some good kind of contrast going on with the sky here. As you guys saw, kind of at the end of the day here, the sun was just popping in and out. And the sky just looked pretty nuts because, I don't know, it was just lighting up these trees here, and it just all came together. It was like, damn, okay, I was just right place, right time, you know. Sometimes it just happens like that. In terms of photo shoots, you know. And sometimes it doesn't. But the more that you go out and get off the couch and kind of get out there, look around, see what you can see, the more you're going to find. And the more that you'll find that you're in the right spot at the right time. It's just kind of like a game of numbers almost. At least that's how I kind of look at it. You know, I always try and, at least sometimes it does definitely get hard to, I shouldn't say it gets hard, but I mean, sometimes it can be challenging to like push yourself to like get up and like, you know, get out there, and to plan your kind of day. 'Cause you do, I mean, at least I plan my day around it. I mean, maybe not everybody does that, but I mean, you have to plan. You definitely have to plan. I mean, if you're intentionally going out and like trying to get some cool photos, like you should probably be planning at least a little bit, like where you're going to go, obviously. What time of the day, you know, stuff like that. You should be planning a little bit, or, you know, thinking ahead. I can't remember the last time. I guess I can. Where I've had photo shoots where I kind of just walk out of the house or the crib and just like, I'm just like, all right, let's just start driving or walking and see where these damn, see where the hell I'm gonna go, you know. I always usually have a plan. plan of attack. Okay. So in terms of the curves for this, I mean, I'm bringing up the the top end of the exposure, like the highlights and stuff. But this photo honestly is pretty damn good just in its original form. You know, I don't want to overexpose stuff, or I guess make it so like the sky, you see the sky is already getting a little bit grainy, with me just kind of bringing up that exposure, and I don't want to make the sky like overly grainy or anything like that. So I need to be a little bit careful. Definitely more careful than the last photo. I mean, you can, this is like where, you know, you kind of have to change up your editing style or have just a little bit of background in terms of like editing, because you know, the last photo compared to this in terms of the editing, it's completely different. You know, it's completely different. And it's going to be completely different in terms of what I want the end result to be as well, and kind of what I'm looking for in terms of like a good stopping point. Like this one will just be, I think, like this one will be a lot more conservative edits. You can see I'm being, you know, a little bit more meticulous about how much I'm bringing up the curves here and like the exposures, because I've got a lot of sky, a lot of clouds going on, a lot of, you know, I even got some blue coming through there. There's a lot of depth in the sky, and there's also a lot of depth in the foreground. There's a lot of shadows going on. I kind of got a little bit of everything going on in this photo here, which is kind of a cool example as well for just you guys to see. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. You know, hopefully it's informative. Good, you know, kind of, I guess that's kind of a good reason why, you know, I kind of do this stuff, or maybe have decided to do it maybe as well, is to just like share, you know, my knowledge or just like my viewpoint on this, on like everything photography and like video, even like videography wise. They fall hand in hand. So I can bring up the saturation quite a bit on this, I believe, without harming, you know, the integrity of the color profile. I'm getting very technical with my editing terminology here, but it applies. Those are like the correct terms I should be using. Because like, yeah, like the color profile, I mean, I don't have to explain all this stuff. You guys, I mean, you get it. You get what the fuck I'm trying to say. You get what the hell. You get what I'm trying to say, man. It's getting a little bit late right now, so. Okay, bringing up the saturation just a bit to 8. I think that does it. I mean, the difference between 8 and 10 isn't that much. I'm just looking at the graininess of the sky right now pretty much as my stopping point for like how much I can go in terms of edits, because again, I don't want this shit to get out of hand. I gotta keep this shit under control. You know what I'm saying? I'm in charge of this. I'm in charge of this goddamn ship. I am the captain. So we've got to keep this shit under control. All right, we're done in Photoshop for this. This is looking pretty good. Let's go to classic. Man, so I have on a side note here. Man, I don't know what happened, but in the past week, I've been dealing with this fucking. Did I save that? No, I didn't. I've been dealing with this fruit fly problem now in my apartment. It's not like crazy. If you guys know what fruit flies are, they're just like very tiny little flies. For the most part, they're just very annoying. Like they don't like bite you or anything. I think they can, but I haven't noticed. But I don't know. Something happened within like the past week, and man, they're just like I'm just seeing them now, just kind of like buzzing in front of my face here and there, and it's like, God damn it! I put out these traps. It's just like a mix of it's like apple cider-ish and like vinegar and shit that'll just kill them. But I guess it like attracts them and they fly into it. It's like just a little mix of something, but they're annoying. If you guys ever deal with fruit flies, then you know what I'm talking about. They're annoying. I don't know why it's happening now, but of like the time of the year, it's kind of weird. But I don't know. Maybe they were just hanging out and they hatched. There was just like a hive of them hatched or something, but it's not like crazy. There's not like a ton of them, but definitely like noticeable, which is kind of annoying. Just annoying. Anyways, just a little side note there of what's been going on in my life. My goddamn fruit fly problem. Need to call a fucking exterminator. Get these goddamn fruit flies. Yeah. The other thing is, like, yeah, I can't really, even if I called like which I wouldn't do, just like like Orkin Man or something. See, there's one on the mic right now. This fucker trying to ruin the pod. Even if I called like I guess they could do apartments. I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure exterminators work in apartment buildings and stuff. So, what am I talking about? I was thinking that maybe it wouldn't like have an effect, but that doesn't make sense. Of course it would. So I'm just gonna add a little mask here again, kind of focusing on the center point of this photo, which is the bar. You guys, there's no sign. You can't see or tell that it's a bar in this photo, or just from the photo. So you wouldn't know that unless you're watching this video. So a little bit of background info, I guess. A little bit of behind the scenes. Again, I don't want this excuse me. I don't want this mask to go into the skyline at all. I just want to focus this on the foreground. You know, it's gonna bleed into it a little bit, but that's fine, you know, as little as possible. So I think that looks pretty good. Maybe just honestly bring it down to like 32, 34. That's fine. If you guys are still with me, you're OGs. If you're watching at this point of the video, OGs. That's what's up. Making it through, you know. I'm definitely getting better at I think I'm getting better at doing these videos and editing while if you guys can hear that, that's my cat. banging the door, banging the little cabinet door. But I think I'm doing better at doing commentary while I edit. It's kind of a skill, actually. When I first was doing this, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of hard. Like, it's actually a little bit difficult to, think about what you're doing in the edits while you're also talking about it. And, literally, I'm doing all this on the fly. It's not like I plan out every single edit before I am making it. I'm not meticulously looking over this photo and, writing down, oh, okay, I'm gonna put a mask over this tree right here. I'm gonna bring it up to 20% exposure, and I'm gonna change the saturation up to 6.25. No. I'm not doing any of that. I am not that crazy. Some people may be. And so if you want to do that, if you want to take photos and plan out your edits to that extent, where you're like literally looking at the photo and like maybe you like print it out and like write over it, like, okay, edit this here, this will be this. I've seen like videos of professional photographers, like, or like editors, I guess, doing stuff like that for obviously like thousands of dollars for magazines and whatnot. But if it's just a hobby or something you just like to do on the side, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that shit, man. This is all off the cuff. You won't find me sweating that bad over my photos. And plus, my editing style is very kind of nonchalant. Is nonchalant the right word? It's just kind of natural, I guess. I would say. I would like to consider my editing style natural. That would be, I think that would be a cool kind of defining term for my style. I think we're pretty much done here. Boys and girls, I think we're pretty much done here. I just put a little bit of a mask over the trees. I think I don't know if I should have. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think it looks fine. Man. See, there's a fruit fly just like flying in my face right there. They're these tiny little fuckers, they don't harm anything. Honestly, it's just food for spiders and shit. That's literally all they are. I don't know what they do, what their purpose is on this planet, other than just to be annoying and like fly. I literally don't know. They're just these tiny little fuckers. They're tiny as shit. They can't fit through like a screen door, but they're so tiny and they're so easy to kill too. You can literally just put your finger on it, just like boop, you're dead. You just squish them. But like all I see, I see them around here, and they're like in spider webs. I'm like, you guys are literally just alive to feed these spiders. Do you realize that? Do you realize that your entire existence is, to feed anacrid, whatever the hell they're called, the anacrids, whatever the hell the spider species is. That's all fruit flies do, man. That's all they do. It's just food. Okay, I'm done. I'm done messing around with this. Let's export. We're done. I'm at 50 minutes. Damn near 50 minutes. That's actually pretty fucking good for two photos that are, require a decent amount of thought. These aren't simple photos by any means. They're some of my best, I would say. This is some of my best work. This is these two photos I think represent some of like the best work that you'll see me do on like a regular basis in the fall. You know, this is the most ideal season for photo shoots that I like to do. And this is, you know, I think these are two examples of kind of like my ideal kind of what I'm looking for, almost, in a sense. So pretty cool, man. That was fun. These are some cool fucking photos. I think these turned out absolutely great. Let's look at the before and after of that one of the Midway. So honestly, if you guys look at that there, I mean, nothing crazy. I didn't do too much, but I did just enough. I didn't do too much, but I did just enough, you know? And you can kind of, you know, you can use that for what you will, you know? This is just how I like to do it. And the red maples, man, I fucking love this photo. Such a great photo. Top off the screen. So, that'll do it, guys. If you made it this far, congratulations. You are a beast. You are a beast. You're awesome. So yeah, it is. I mean, you guys see it there. The trees, they're popping off. We're in the thick of it now. I would say, yeah, we're like in the middle. I would say we're probably in the middle range of fall right now. Like, this is the time where the leaves definitely start to drop, and the color, not even that. I would say the colors of the leaves are like hitting their peaks. They're like reaching their peaks, right? In the next couple weeks here, they'll start to fall. So, by the end of October, which isn't that far, gonna be, you know, pretty close here, right around the corner. There won't be much left, and that'll be it. So, with that, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys are getting outside, breathing some fresh air, maybe seeing some cool fall colors and foliage and going on some hikes. Maybe you're getting a cat backpack and taking your cat out for a little walk. Probably gonna do that pretty soon too. I gotta do that again with her. So, anyways, I'll wrap it out here. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out the jpeg.store profile, P. Schwitty. Same deal. Links down below. These NFTs will, you know, they'll get posted on there eventually once I get around to them, or these photos. Change them up into NFTs, and then, you know, as I said before, guys, eventually once we get to the end of the season here, I'll list those, and I'll probably make a separate video just on it, just to explain what the hell all that is. And I'll list them for sale, and you can pick them up for like $1, something like that. They'll be very, very cheap. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.